I don't think the chat is like the best interface for working with these LLMs. I don't really know how to describe it, but like it feels very clunky, and there's definitely a better way to do it. We're really just waiting for the Neuralink to show up. I was talking with someone, and I basically said, like, I think we've reached like peak phone. And this person was like, oh, well, there was this guy at the patent office in the late 20th century who said the same thing, except he said that, you know, everything that needs to be invented has already been invented. And I'm like, well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the horse is dead and the automobile is on the horizon. Like, it's not that the phone can't be improved more, but it's like the phone as a medium has now essentially hit its max. The next form of interfacing with technology is the Neuralink.
It's BCIs
in terms of high
and
bandwidth,
LLMs.
like replace the phone, it has to be the Neuralink. You can't. Well, what Meta is doing, I don't know if you've seen this, but Meta is getting into wearables, and they're doing like, I mean, you know personally, you have their glasses, but they're building like a wristband that
I saw that.
can process like not like neural spikes, but like it can, you know, it sends a signal from the brain to the body, and they like, you know, are the man in the middle for the electrical current that flows through your body or whatever. And I'm sure you can go really far with this, but I would suspect that the amount of data that you can get from this does not make you want to replace your phone. And I don't know why they're spending so much money on this, because I try to not. It's just a matter of time before I talk about Elon. But the thing about Elon's companies is he skips all this bullshit. They're going to spend years and billions of dollars making this stupid fucking smartwatch. And you know what Elon is doing? We're going to fundamentally get the highest bandwidth possible from a wearable that we could possibly get at the limit of physics. That's what is going to happen.
Well,
and the Neuralink, if they get the most perfect smartwatch wearable to intercept brain waves from your head to your wrist, it pales in comparison to the Neuralink, and they're going to hit a soft limit, or I'm sorry, a hard limit, and then they're going to be like, oh, we need to implant a device in the skull, and that'll be 20 years from now when Neuralink has perfected it. So, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but like the thing about Elon is he goes straight to what is the maximally best way to do this technology, and then does that from the foundation, and then everyone else is chasing like. They're not evaluating, and it's such a meme at this point because every tech pro says, but they're not evaluating this from first principles. They're building on top of something that they don't understand, and then they're going to hit a limit eventually. It's just like, I just find that so silly.
Yeah, I don't know what the return on investment will be for Meta, but I mean, it feels like Zuck is interested in this stuff a lot because he based on what I've observed Zuck's behavior, it just feels like he's trying to cash in on this kind of technology. And I don't know if he actually truly believes in it and like the wearables contributing anything to the actual like progression of tech and how people interact with their devices. It's just a way for them to cash on that market because there are plenty of people who are going to be like extremely against BCIs in general, especially Neuralink, with Elon being the main guy of that company. Because like, for example, I told my family about the Neuralink and the clinical trials that have happened and like kind of the stuff that they're curing, or you know the disabilities that they're essentially curing or that they will be able to cure. And then I tell them, you know, as soon as it releases for the general public, I'm going to get one. And they instantly are like, yo, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You don't think they're going to control your mind with that thing? So
no one's going to install it if that is an actual realistic possibility. I just find that funny.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But I mean, I'm not going to invalidate what their thoughts are. Sure, that's fine. But they're not going to be able to control me either. But none of that is the point. What the point is there are people that I know personally, and there are many who fit that archetype or are even more extreme versions of that archetype that are going to be extremely against BCIs. So
people are really like vehemently against transhumanism, like the concept of, you know, upgrading the human body, and I get that, but
that
like
too, yeah.
I am instantly getting into that immediately.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
There's no other way to make things more efficient. You're with the Neuralink, you're literally like you're reducing input lag by the maximal amount, compared to wearable technology. Because with wearables, you have to say something, you have to move something, you have to do something still. Versus with the Neuralink, you're literally just thinking. So it's like in with AI and everything, like it's going to get to the point where it literally is going to predict what you are trying to say. And I mean, like Nolan has already said it, it feels like it does stuff before you even know that you want it to do that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or that before you even know you're doing that action. So yeah, I think it's just like people who it's going to be a whole different ballpark once those come into play, because the efficiency is going to blow everyone out of the water, and no one's going to be able to compete with people with BCIs. So
yeah, and that's the thing is like, dude, it's going to get to the point where you can, I know kung fu, and then it's like, if you do that for everything, every concept, it's like, dude, there's no way to win against someone who has that, and you don't.
You're maximizing your potential that way.